This is your parent components. The application is looking for the start, and then it's looking for the which components the parent component is. Then inside the parent component there is the child components. That means it has a component injections with this app maps components is injected. What the app component is inside here. So it has the router as a router, app routing and app components, HTML files, and it has a CSS file. So this is the components coming from here. So you see the components is defined here. I'll show you. This is the components, and when I did the component developments, so you see the components, the selector, this is called the components, and this is the HTML page, and this is your CSS, your CSS, doesn't matter what you are. So this is the communicating which component I try to, when the application started, which component try to inject or to call. This is the CSS. This is the pen CSS. There is nothing there because we set it nothing there this level, and then this is the component CSS, the component TypeScript files. So you see the title is geospatial titles, and then there's nothing more. Here's a selector. This is the app. I started the root, app root directories, app root selectors, and it has a necessary CSS file. This is one of the most important part of the app modules, app module TS files. So this is the part you need to be understand really clearly. You see, there is a two part. So you insert all the components, or you see the component from NG maps, the NG prime. You see the Angular components, NG forms modules as a components. You see the from where, as like Java, you import it in the core, Angular core, NG models, and browser models. So import this, the import what you need to there. You see that this is the components, map UI components, and there is another components called map components. This is my component, just I did the developments. Let's say this one. So this is the two components that I did the developments. As you see, application is running, is compiled successfully when you save the buttons. So it's compiling again. So here this is my two components. It's so that you can go these components, and then you can even do the alter click button, and it goes these components. So this is the component insertions to the where I need to be called and where the component need to be inserted. So this is the declarations, means the component that you have it, you define it. That's the declaration components. And import components, that's what you import from the third party, like your PrimeNG or OpenStreetMap or whatever it is, or core or Angular forms, Angular cores, or browser platform. Then you need to import this part. So this is need to be clearly understand. Declaration means what company you try to declare to compose or to compile the application itself. Import means which components you try to import from the third party, or even though from the core part of the applications. This is, if you put it like the common modules in here, it doesn't work. It's not the declarations, it's an import. So it need to be clearly understand what's the difference between the declarations, what's the import difference. If it's not enough, just Google it and clearly understand. But this is the one of the core part to get really clearly when you try to start the developments. So declarations and components and imports, two different things. And I mean, for my understanding, the components and declaration means what you did for your features or for your functionalities, and you just import the components and declares the component here, and then you have all the access those components into any part of the application level. It doesn't matter in session level or application level, anywhere you have access for this. Even though when you try to deploy the applications or to make it libraries out of these components, and you can put it here, then this component need to be called from other Angular application is possible. So that means what we learn we have a package JSON for collecting, for gathering all the dependencies what you need. We have a proxy JSON because we have a need to communicate all the microservices, many microservices, and then if is there something need new, just you insert here new dependency and npmi, it's automatically install and refresh the your package.log JSON file install. And when your application started, is style GSS is default settings. You need the newer one what you need to, and then index.jsp files, and then you have the application modules, and application modules has a default like f routing module ts files, and components app component HTML, CSS, and TypeScript files, and most important, and this application. So this is the most important part you need to be think about. You need to be when you did new components at the same time, when the CLI build the components, then it's automatically import here. So that means it import automatically your new components and also the respective locations like declaration or import. That's the part. If you import it, then I think you have to be doing manually for the import sections. But the declaration sections, when you make a really like npm ng g, and then c component build and component, and automatically when component is building done, it automatically insert here. When I add the new components, I will show you what's the next screencast. So let's have a talk. We already did two components like map components and OL map component parts. Let's have a talk detail what's the components works. No, let's then another components. So this is the only simple very header and footer components. That's I will show you. This is the header components and this is the footer. So that means every pages, when you navigate every pages, is automatically go there. So automatically every page is stay there. So this is enterprise application. You know the application running such a way. The application run the enterprise application. So we have a header components, just containing just header informations, header and footer information, where the score bar and where the need to be header, where the header will be located, where the footer is located on respective logo and menu bar and sort of informations. And this is the header HTML site. So you have the header and the footer header information, the menu bars. There is no link at the moment, but it's like initial layout. In the future is coming the links, respective hyperlinks with that one. So this is all the buttons, what we need in the buttons for the different actions. Of course, it's not the function is not yet done, but I did send some dummy button for the user registration for all of them. So you have see the user registrations, user role. Okay, this is most important part. I need to be next screencast. I try to introduce the multi-language support functionalities. Then you don't need to hard code it here. Just you need to be, if you need a German language translation or English or French or Spanish or even though Bengali or Indian, and you can do the language transformation very quickly. And there is a very efficient third party the libraries you can do here. So you just add the new fields like in your new folder, like I can say I18N, I18N, maybe ATN folders, and you put it your files, like your new files like German JSON files, and then even though just copy it and then put it here, paste. Maybe you need a rename the English one EN, or maybe FR Französisch. That's for Französisch files. So how many languages you need to support? Then you need to talk about the customers, or maybe Spanish, SP, and so on and so forth. Then you put it here. I will show you the latest screencast. How can you translate the multi-language support into their applications? So where we are here. So we have the modules, the header footer modules. You already saw how the header footer modules works and how the